Just a few years ago, I had bikes for every style of discipline going. There was dirt jump bikes, free ride bikes, downhill bikes, cross-country bikes, but technology has moved on massively over the last few years. Today, we're asking the question, can one e-mountain bike do it all? Now, free riding was a massive part of the sport back in the early 2000s. If you don't know what free ride is, it was getting creative with natural terrain, trying to find the biggest drops and the biggest gaps and the biggest jumps you could possibly do on your mountain bike. Those things were absolute tanks. They were built to withstand all the forces of flat landings, overshoots, things like that. And in turn, the bikes were super heavy, probably heavier than the bike that I have here today. My old free ride bike was about 52 pounds. I think it had super tacky tires, and it was an absolute drag to ride along the flat, and you wouldn't even dream about riding it uphill. So free riding on an e-bike really was a game changer for me. What I did was increase my confidence massively, meaning that I could hit those hits over and over again. Also, things like limited run-ups became possible, uphill run-ups, short little run-ups. That power from the e-bike's motor opened up many more possibilities. So downhill, if you don't know what that is, it's all about getting technical, big, long, flat out runs over technical terrain. Jumps, roots, rocks, you name it, it's going to be on that trail. Now the bikes, they're big travel bikes, 200mm travel, super slack geometry, and they often weigh quite a lot too. Thing is, with those bikes, they're great at going down the hill, but when you got to turn around and try and ride them back up, you're not in with much of a chance unless you're super fit. Usually you're sat in an uplift, or if you're lucky, you might be on a chairlift. Now the great thing about downhilling on an e-bike is actually the amount of time you spend on your bike actually riding it. You're working pretty hard on the e-bike going down the hill, flip it around, engage turbo and actually take a breather on the way back up, and you're all fresh, ready to drop in, making the downhills your workout and the uphills your recovery. Now dirt jumping, if you don't know what that is riders hitting big mounds of dirt with big gaps between them, flying high up in the air, doing as many tricks as possible, spinning around, taking their hands off, spinning the handlebars. The list is endless. Now the bikes, they're pretty basic. They're basically like big BMXs, big high handlebars, stiff suspension, single speed, and often slick tires. Now they're great at what they do, but if you take those bikes out on proper technical mountain bike trails, then they're definitely out of their depths. Now I'm guessing the reason you've brought an e-bike actually isn't to go dirt jumping solely, but there's no reason to shy away from the dirt jumps, pump tracks and skills area at the bike parks, because they're great places to learn skills that you can actually take away to your mountain bike trails. And the amount of riding you're actually going to be doing at a bike park, pumping, jumping, berms, things like that, it's all skills that you can take back to the trails you ride. When it comes to general mountain biking, you might have 3 different weapons in your arsenal. First up, if you like going uphill, fast, then you probably have a hardtail 29-inch cross-country bike, super lightweight. Those things love flying up hills, but they're not that great on the downhill stuff. But if you're meeting in the middle, then you might have a trail bike, which is 120 to 140, maybe 150 mil. It's that kind of balance of both. It will climb and it will go downhill, but it's the best of both worlds. But if you're more gravity focused, you've probably gone for an enduro bike, 150 to maybe even a 180 travel bike. Those things go downhill fast, but they struggle a little bit more on the climbs. They still climb, but not as great as a cross-country bike. Thing is, with those three bikes, you've got to make a sacrifice somewhere. Could be uphill, could be downhill. But the great thing about e-bikes, you don't have to make any sacrifices whatsoever. Now, one of the styles of mountain biking that has definitely been re-energized by the release of the e-bike is adventure style riding. If you can stick a battery in your backpack, you can ride more places than you've ever been to, lots of new places and epic locations just like this. Now, the great thing about riding an e-bike on those epic adventure style rides is it actually really opens your eyes as to what is possible on a mountain bike. You'll simply go to places that you would never go to, and you'll probably climb things you wouldn't even dream of doing on a standard mountain bike. It's funny when you think about the evolution of mountain biking in general. When it kicked off, literally had one bike that would do everything. That'd be your downhill bike, it'd be a cross-country bike, and it'd do the trials stuff as well. So you'd get used to one bike, whatever the discipline. Then of course, over time, we got the manufacturers getting involved, producing different style of bikes for each discipline. We had downhill bikes, enduro bikes, freeride bikes, dirt jump bikes, you name it, we had a bike. But today, I think we've got one bike that literally do it all, and that's the e-bike. If you've seen it, can literally do every discipline with no worries whatsoever. But that's it for today's video. Don't forget you can subscribe to EMBN by clicking the globe in the middle of the screen. But if you want to stick around and see how fast an e-bike is up against a downhill bike, then check this one out over here. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to drop us some comments box below why your e-bike is better than a standard mountain bike.